More German beer. This time it's a Foundation 2. I think this is what it is. It says Foundation 2 up there. It's a German Pale Ale, this one. Crew Republic Foundation 2 German Pale Ale Revolution beer from Germany. It's 5.6%. But what's it going to be like? Keep watching to find out. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. This is a Crew Republic Foundation 2 German Pale Ale. 5.6% revolutionary beer from Germany. This is from the Crew Republic Brewery. I can actually read that one on here. There's lots of other German stuff on it. We've got Mosaic, Citra and Cascade. Interesting sort of non-German hops. And what I like about this one, which I find quite amusing, is that it's got this little sort of scale here. You can read that. There we go. So we've got two stars for bitterness, 2 stars for colour, maltiness 2 stars, hoppiness 3 stars, or 3 bottles as they are, but 5 bottles of awesomeness. So let's crack it open and see if it is an awesome German beer. So, a Pale Ale, a lot of the others have been, I'm going to take a glass off now, a lot of the others have been double IPAs. This is a Pale Ale. I like Pale Ales, but I always find that a lot of the non-traditional Pale Ales are just a little bit fruitier lagers. And certainly beer in a glass, this looks like a lager. So it's not hazy, it's fairly light, lots of carbonation going right up the glass there. We've got 1 and a bit fingers of very ice white, but at the same time fairly compacted head. Yeah, I mean that looks like a lager to me. Let's see what the aroma's like. It smells like a lager as well. So you get that malty sort of biscuit, crackery sort of aroma. No sort of fruitiness or anything like that. It's all about the malt aroma really. Yeah. It smells like a good lager, really. So let's see what it tastes like. Cheers, everyone. Prost. Very lager-esque in terms of its mouthfeel. Quite sort of fizzy, high levels of carbonation. That sort of real crisp maltiness going, sort of cutting right through it. But when you sort of, I mean, it doesn't sort of stick around. It's not got the body to sort of stick around on the palate, but there is a slight sort of hint, a whisper almost, of something a little bit fruitier. I mean, you've got Citra, Mosaic, Cascade. They are sort of generally quite fruity hops. This is almost like a hoppy Pilsner, which seems to be all the rage these days. I've not really reviewed any on the channel, but I see there's more of these sort of hoppy pills that have got lots of the sort of hops that you'd expect from your hazy sort of pales and your hazy IPAs. You know, like Citra pills, and I've even seen the New Zealand hop now in Pilsners. And that's what this is like, really. I mean, it's like a lager, but there's a little bit more complexity to it. It's not just like fizzy alcohol water, which when I drink lager now, as much as I used to love lager, when I drink lager now, I always find the taste is always sort of missing, really. But this is a good sort of hybrid, really, into the sort of pales and the IPAs, if you like. It's very lager-esque. There's that level of familiarity. Yeah, I just about said that right. Familiarity about this beer, which just sort of says, yeah, I'm used to this. I drink lager. Yeah, I'm used to this sort of beer. But the malt profile's a little higher, and there is that sort of hoppiness. I wouldn't even say it gets to that point where it's like the fruity flavours of, like, you know, your sort of citrus fruits or your tropical fruits. There's none of that tropical. There's a slight lemony sort of undertone to it, but not massive. But it's hoppier. It's hoppier than any sort of lager that you have. The malt, although the malt profile is definitely there, certainly in the aroma and almost in the initial taste. it's replaced and sort of develops into a bit more hoppiness. But you can't really sort of say, oh yeah, that's a Citra hop. Yeah, that's a mosaic hop. Yeah, that's Cascade. You can't really tell that, but you know that it's a little bit more hoppy than your normal lager. And this isn't bad. It's drinkable. It's sessionable. You know, it's 5.6%. It's like a good quality lager. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the time, if you go to a pub and have traditional pale ales, and they're sort of more from your sort of British breweries, the ones that, you know, you maybe not more your sort of macro sort of breweries, you get a beer like this, a slightly, even sometimes you get more floral, sort of a little bit more fruitier beer, but it's very much like a lager, and that's what this is like. But it's very good, so let's get some scores. Okay, the scores are in for this Foundation 2 German Pale Ale from Crew Republic, straight from Germany. This, I quite like this. It's a very easy drinkable beer. There's nothing weird about it. I mean, we had that one that was that Juicy Beast that was very sort of had that very big sort of honey, sweet, marmalade-y sort of flavour. But this is very much like a good quality lager to me. A little bit more hoppy. It's a hoppy pilsner, really. That's what it's all about. But it's pretty good. So let's get the scores, starting with aroma, appearance, flavour, value for money. These are all getting 7. And finally, my overall experience. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've had a sort of beer like this. A very sort of, I mean, it's very lager-esque. It's a better sort of flavoured lager. And that's why the total score is, and that's a recommended beer. I mean, these are all becoming similar in their scores, very sort of recommended. I mean, obviously something like this, it's not massive on those sort of fruit flavours and complexity, but for its style, I think it's a very good beer. And yeah, I've enjoyed this. Almost a lot of these German beers, being the fact that they're quite different than the normal stuff I drink, I've enjoyed that difference, and yeah, I'm embracing it. So let me know what you think of these German beer reviews, because we're up to, what we're up to, 4th now, 4 beers reviews. Still got a couple more to go. Let me know in the comments what you think of the German beers, because I don't seem to be getting as many views for them as I normally do. But as I said at the beginning, 2024 is all about trying different stuff. Yeah, I'm still drinking those hazy doubles and single IPAs, and they're still great, and that's the style for me. But you know, I want to review some other stuff and give some sort of, you know, give my insight into some of these other beers. So let me know in the comments what you think of these German beer reviews, and until the next one, please like and subscribe and keep on rocking.